Greetings, it's Intuitive Jakob back, and I'm here to do a Mercury Retrograde reading. We are stepping into Mercury Retrograde on the 7th. We've been in the pre-shadow for a little while now, and this season, Mercury is actually going between two signs. The sign of Cancer, we started the pre-shadow period, late degrees, 23 degrees, Cancer. We are going Mercury Retrograde in 2 days from now on the 7th. At 4 degrees Leo, and by the time we are going direct again on the 31st of July, we'll be back in Cancer at 24 degrees. There are some interesting interplays with planetary matters, specifically with Pluto in retrograde, Uranus in retrograde, and how Mercury and Mars are planets of communication, how we fight and how we bleep, we'll just say F, and how people might be acting, especially in regards to how healing is coming forward. Retrograde seasons tend to be like a big sweeping magnet of particles that bring things back. So it's a time to review, a time to reflect, and sometimes things just come back in our faces, like relationships and things that had gone missing, and sometimes we're like, get out of here, I don't miss you at all. So could be a mixed bag for many of you. I'm going to ask that you know your own stories, your own genders, and know whether or not these depictions will apply to you. I will be doing 12 different readings, one for each of the 12 tribes. Make sure you check your sun, your moon, and your rising with me, because I'm actually more of a moon reader guy. And I will also say I'm focusing mostly on the healing energy in this. We have Chiron making a very strong appearance here at 4 degrees Aries. Wherever you might have that located, whatever is going on in your house of Aries may be influenced heavily with this type of healing that's coming forward. So I'm doing a 5-card spread for each of you. It's a cross, and with my cross readings, we can look at past, present, future, and have an idea of what reasons and potentials are, but really this is to give us an idea of situations, challenges, what our overall guidance is, how we're being focused, and more or less what we can determine an outcome to be, to give us an idea of how we might want to interact or not with certain people, places, and situations, because TBH, I keep hearing this is sort of a stifling, heavy, almost like wet blanket energy for some people. So many of us will be challenged by people who would like to influence a certain way, and it could be a time for power struggles to present themselves. Not that we have to participate in that, and I will just caution on that because I just keep hearing about people's impulses and the reasons why they might machinate towards another person. So we're going to take a look at that now, and I wanted to thank all of you who subscribe to my channel and those of you who support my spirit work. I really appreciate the thumbs up, especially if you appreciate my work or like the style of reading. And if you do, hit that little bell. It'll let you know when I upload more videos. All right, we'll see you on the inside of your video. Greetings, Virgo. It's Intuitive Jakob back to do your reading. Hope you're doing well. I've been fine, and now my throat chakra just locked up on me here. Did you have something to say and get choked up about it, Libra? Libra? I just said Libra, and I meant to say Virgo, and either I'm feeling Mercury retrograde here, or maybe you're dealing with some Libra and things that you haven't been able to say yet. I've been shuffling, and these two cards flew themselves out, and it looks like, honestly, the end of something that somebody might have been fighting for, and just knowing when to throw the towel in is what I'm hearing. I'm going to keep both of these. We've got the Ten of Swords that showed up here. I was just getting ready to deal these cards, and right when I laid them down, these two shot out of the deck just like this. So we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Straight out the gate here, Virgo. which is the end of a difficult time. And I'm hearing for some of you all, if it's still lingering, it's about to come to an end, because somebody's literally giving up the fight here. You might be dealing with some people that have strong air and or fire in their chart. I heard Leo. Angry Leo. And backstabbing. So some of you, this may or may not apply. You're going to have to know your own stories here, Virgo, but these are pretty strong messages. This is a backstabbing card for me sometimes. And I'm hearing about the end of friendships and associations, especially if you were on top and you felt like people might have been taking stabs at you. Hopefully that doesn't go the other way here, but this is often somebody that has got strong fire in their chart, whether it's Leo, Sag, or Aries, and there's also a strong air vibe here. I heard Libra was coming out of my mouth while I was feeling choked up to speak, and this could also be Aquarius or Gemini people, but I'm going to leave these here just as, extra output, and we're going to go ahead and just lay down your 5 cards, because I literally just laid these down to do that. I've been shuffling and meditating, and those jumped out right when I was getting ready to turn the camera on. So we've got a situation card for now. We've got your challenge and recent past. This is a near future and a guidance card. This is a focus of maybe reasons for why a situation stands at this time. And then we also have a potential outcome card here for you, Virgo. And what's looking at us? All right, decision time. I like that this is showing up right. Again, we've got fire element showing up. This could have to do with the nature of this season, where we are experiencing Mercury retrograde in Leo, which is one of the fire tribes, which could signify people that you're dealing with at this time. Although they don't have to be Leo. This could be a Leo, somebody with Aries or Sagittarius to deal with the situation, but I'm hearing that this might be a time where we're deciding which path to take, especially with regard to relationship matters. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like learning which friends to turn your back on or associations to turn your back on. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this one out too, because it's kind of standing out for me. We've got a Queen of Pentacles that was just kind of trying to slide out from the bottom here, so I'm going to keep it. This could have something to do with, I'm hearing she might be your wife or your mother. This could potentially be somebody who is or expecting a child. They could be pregnant or maybe looking to be pregnant. This Queen of Pentacles is most likely somebody that is strong in earth element. This could be you, Virgo. It could also be somebody that's strong in maybe Taurus or Capricorn. But I'm hearing about the decision that somebody had to make, perhaps reluctantly, and especially if they found that somebody was like coming for them, like coming for their back, is what I'm hearing. And not like I have your back, but like I see you up there and I'm going to take shots at you while you're not looking, kind of thing. And so hearing for somebody, this is a time where things might be exposed and we're making ideas, at least, to change our mind about path. And there's something to be said about course corrections that happen over the retrograde season. Sometimes these are things that will revert back if you're making a decision now. So let's see what else is showing up here in the cards, okay? Present situation right here, our guidance for now, is perhaps the new direction that you have chosen. We've got the Fool showing up right in the center of your reading as the guidance, and as the situation, and as the current present moment. So I'm hearing for some of you all, this is a decision that you've already made, and that it's something you're probably not going to regret. Especially, I keep hearing Libra, but I'm hearing if you were dealing with some kind of Libra influence, especially if they had maybe Leo in their chart, is what I'm hearing. There's a strong Leo reference with this. Leo Libra is what I'm hearing on this combo, although that does not have to be for everybody. If that's the case, I'm hearing you already made the decision, you already turned your back, and this is about the new direction that you're already headed in, because some of you all have already made an adjustment to something. And I'm hearing it was probably over the recent like 2 to 4 weeks around the maybe that first eclipse or the full moon that happened, Sagittarius full moon. Okay, let's see what we have as your challenge card or recent past, Virgo. Okay, so this most likely has to deal with either your career, finances, home, job, overall physical, material stability. Because this is the 10 of Pentacles, and this is a card that often has to do with estates, family business, and communications that are sometimes private in the family. And sometimes when they show up like this around characters like that, it has to deal with things that you either walked away from, maybe reluctantly. But I'm hearing for some of you all, this is about a real estate deal that didn't work out. Or some investment with people that were at cross points with you. But I'm hearing that if that's the case, whatever happened, if you already made this decision to walk away, it was the right thing to do, Virgo. Because we're seeing a real clear path here. And I'm hearing it's something that's going to allow your true colors to show more. And especially if it was an oppressive situation, because this is looking like mad oppressive if this was what was leading up to a decision here. It looks like you might have had everything invested in this. You know, we've got 2 10s here. They're both in reverse, and it looks like something you might have fought real hard for or worked for. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's been like, they're saying 7 months for some of you, but I was hearing 7 years for a lot of you. A 7-year cycle that culminated and basically left you, in some cases, with only 2 options. And needing to know that whatever you've had your hand on here now recently is what's going to work out the best. Something else is underneath here. Yeah, we've got a Page of Pentacles showing up underneath here. It sounds to me like the direction is new, and for some of you all, it might be a dovetail off of what you have been doing, especially if this is about a career change. I'm hearing that it's different, it's a different path, but that it's something that is similar. It might be adjacent. So some of you literally walked away from a job, is what I'm hearing. And it's like, I'm hearing it's like your spidey senses, you know, like your little inner voice was talking to you. Maybe you were receiving communication from somebody. I see a little dog here chirping at this person about where they're going. But for some of you all, it really took everything to even be able to turn your back on something. And I'm hearing for some of you, it feels like you had to turn your back on the light in your life in order to do this. That it's like a really big deal, Virgo. Let's see what's in our near future. This is sort of a guidance card for us. Okay. Now this I do like. We're seeing the 6 of Pentacles showing up in the near future. And I'm hearing for those of you that needed to know, especially if you're taking a leap of faith right now about what it is that you're doing or how you've changed your mind, that this was an equitable investment is what they're saying. That I'm hearing that if you kept on going this other way, you would not be seeing a good finance card in your future at all. You would probably be seeing something that you don't want to see here, Virgo. But this 6 of Pentacles actually heralds good things. This is somebody that is in a position to be generous with and towards others. The 6 of Pentacles also has to deal with many times associations, business partners, if you will, people that are in our path that are strong in earth elements. So it's possible they have sun, moon, or rising in one of the earth tribes like Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, just like you. But I'm hearing for some of you all, this is about new business partners, is what this is, or a new job where you get to apply yourself in a way that I'm hearing is more generous than you were before. They're telling me that some of the things that you might have been investing in before were like locked, closed doors, is what I'm hearing. And that might make sense to some of you, because what I'm looking at here is more open air. This is somebody that's like taken a step away from everything else, and they're literally, I mean, out in the open, in the broad daylight, looking very carefree. And this is a strong energy card because it's actually referencing 0 point here. This is the culmination of the journey on the front end of something having come to a complete, utter end for a new cycle to begin. And that's really what this looks like. It looks like a page that has been turned. All right, let's see what our focus card is. This is sort of a reason for why things are the way they are at the present moment. We've got the King of Swords in reverse. That is a serious person right there, that sometimes has become very upset with how they might have dealt with you. And I'm hearing for some of you all, this is somebody that needed to go. They needed to be cut out. This person might have been upset for a reason. If this is somebody that you're dealing with, this could be you too. I don't always see this as a Virgo card, but Virgo is such a mercurial type of being. If your sun is Virgo, you're ruled by the planet Mercury, which is what this reading is about the influences of that planet appearing to go retrograde on us. And this card often is somebody that's got strong air in their chart, Virgo. They might be an Aquarius, Libra, I was hearing before, Gemini. But I'm hearing for some of you all, this might be you, regardless of what your gender is, showing up here and maybe feeling ill-equipped for whatever was going on. And I'm hearing for some of you all, this is about a severance package and a check that didn't get cut and waiting. And they're saying it might be like a 6-week process for some of you. You might be waiting like 6 weeks is what I'm hearing for that thing to pay off. But if you're waiting for a check or something to show up, it might be a crisis situation because of however this went out with this person here, this King of Swords. If they were upright, I would say this is pretty nice, because this is somebody that might be good to work with. You know, this might be a good business partner. This is somebody that's rational, logical, professional. They're dutiful. And this is the king that actually went to battle. This is not some spoiled little fingerprints that had everything given to them that just, king me, sits on the throne like that. This is somebody that actually went in and fought. And if you were dealing with somebody that maybe was just propped up on that throne with the king me tactics, that might have been the real nasty one that you had to cut off here. And I'm hearing if you had to cut them off, it was a real nasty situation. In other situations, I'm hearing this person just might not be nasty at all, but they might be pissed off with some decisions that were made, and that their reason for being upset might be well-founded, and it might actually be part of why you made a change or are embarking on a new path that looks like it is probably going to be much more beneficial than whatever you had behind you, because this is like being locked out of your house. This is like losing a piece of real estate or foreclosing on something. This is a bad business deal or just losing out on whatever you had been tending to or expecting, especially if it was a long-term investment or something to do with family. And so in some cases, maybe you've just been dealing with a pending situation on the contract, and I'm hearing for some of you all, this was like waiting for some kind of judgment to be overturned, and whoever this person being real key in that. And if that's the case, they're saying it might just be moving slow. And that's the nature of retrograde season, and that's also the nature of you, Virgo. If you had something to do with paperwork or details, I'm hearing somebody might have been frustrated waiting for you to get your act together because of maybe being extremely meticulous about details and holding on too long until something had to get cut off. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like somebody really had to be exposed for whatever was going on here. Whatever it is, though, even if this person is a real knucklehead, because I'm hearing for some of you all, you've been dealing with a real knucklehead. And they're saying, especially if this is like, I'm hearing if this is the Libra, especially if they have some fire in their chart, that when you're dealing with them, it's like if you walked right into an angry hornet's nest and just got like bombarded with their energy. And I'm hearing for some of you all that whatever decision you made to turn away from this person, because this might have already happened, great thing, and that it's going to pay off here. And I'm hearing that, especially if you had to cut somebody off, it was like a bad business partner, Virgo, you might actually break even on this. Because I'm hearing for some of you all, excuse me, one of my videos just finished recording here. That was loud. I'm hearing that if this was a bad business partner, especially if you lost money on real estate or some kind of investment, they said it was speculative, something speculative, and you might have trusted somebody that was not to be trusted. But I'm hearing there was some kind of recourse here, because they're actually showing me balance here. And I'm hearing you might actually just at least break even on this, Virgo, and that's good to know. Because focus here is definitely material concerns. And I'm hearing you might have somebody that like shows up to just chime in and say like, I told you so. But that it's not going to be like, I told you so, but you might feel like that, especially if this King of Swords is somebody that you have to rely on in any way, because they might be a little bit self-righteous, is what I'm hearing. All right, let's see what's going on here. We've got an outcome card. This is sort of a potential. Yeah, so another 6. You've got 2 6s here. I'm hearing for some of you, this is like everything that happened in the month of June. And that this is more of a reminder for some of you all. I like that it showed up right. Again, we're dealing with air element here. This is communications for some of you all. And being able to mentally move yourself to the next place and knowing that there's support with you. There might be some people with strong sword reference points in their chart, and they don't have to be the Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, but in some cases this is the people that are involved with this, whether the ones that you're leaving with or that you had to leave behind you and why. But I'm hearing this has to do with communication for some of you. And in some cases, this is speaking up about what did happen in the month of June. And if that was the case, I'm hearing it's the right thing to do, and it's really going to set you up for a much better time, because this is leaving behind what no longer serves. The 6 of Swords, when it shows up, is showing people that took the time to, even if they packed lightly, they got in a boat and they moved on somewhere. And they went together. And where they're going, it looks like there's some steady land up there. And whatever the choppy water is, whatever the rough communications were, are things that they leave behind, that they don't bring forward with them. And I'm seeing 2 sets here of like 3 people. I'm hearing that this might have to deal with a new business venture for some of you, and knowing when you can pick new partners and alliances, and that if this isn't an upset person that you're dealing with, this King of Swords, because this person is still a focus and a reason for why there are changes, for why things will be more balanced in the future, for why a decision might have been made here to, in some cases, get up and move. I'm hearing some of you literally had to move residence or are looking at doing that over the next 6 weeks. But whatever it is, even if it's not that, whoever this person is a strong reason for that. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, if this person is not like ticked off or upset, and if this is not you, that this person has been pending. And when I say pending, it's like whatever their position is for you had not either, one, yet been determined, or two, this is somebody that has some sort of authority who needed to be communicated with or overseeing whatever this Ten of Pentacles was that went reversed, and that whatever the decision is that you've made here is to improve the situation with this person. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like trying to figure out how to get out of a stalemate situation. And they're using that word stalemate. And so it might just be somebody that you didn't communicate with or that you needed to access for something. But I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like the person who explained it or the person who stood for something that at this time it's like a retrospect for you, where it's like, you know, they say hindsight's 20/20, where, you know, you look back and you're like, oh yeah, that guy or that girl, and shoot, I could have known that. And that it's like one of those reluctant aha moments, like, yeah, I couldn't have felt better about the decision that I had to make until I was literally pushed, and I'm hearing pushed to the point of no recourse. But that for whatever it's worth, this person is somehow connected to the discovery of what wasn't working, how this was maybe a backstabby situation. They keep saying it was like somebody really was going after you in some cases, and in other cases I'm hearing it's just like whatever this person represents, if you haven't actually acknowledged it, it's still somewhere connected to how this situation may have ended. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like finding out what happened to this person, and that something brutal might have happened with this person, and it might be the reason why you decided to make a decision. And not for nothing, Virgo, y'all can be really stubborn about things, and you know it once you have picked a path. It's like, come hell or high water, a lot of times it's just like, no, this is what I believe in, and this is how I do things. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like just knowing that whoever this person was, even if they're not in the picture, they might even be deceased, that it's what you learned from them that has helped make it clear for a decision to be made. And so I'm hearing for some of you all, what you need to know right now is just the thing that's going to help you sleep better at night, so you don't feel paranoid, especially if you have walked away from something that you've been heavily invested in, financially, mentally, emotionally, maybe. I don't see a lot of emotional stuff here, but this King of Swords upside down, especially if this is you, this could be somebody that could get erratic. They might not be feeling well if they show upside down like that. And sometimes it's just because they're really logical and methodical this way. And I'm hearing that they might actually be a weird kind of emotional state if you catch them like that, which is not normally the case for the King of Swords. The King of Swords is sometimes like, he might even ice you. He might just like not say anything, and then when he does, it's right to the point. He doesn't mince his words, and sometimes it's like, ow, when you're on the other end of that. And so if he's showing up like this, upside down, or like, let's just say ill-dignified, because if he's not blocked and just not communicating, if he's actually just being pissed off, that's somebody that will take you to hell. And he will fight. He might have crosswords. And most likely he's got resources to back him up where he can shut things down. And so I'm hearing for some of you, it's just like knowing that whatever decision you made, especially in regards to this person, is a good thing. If you made a decision to break away from some old ties, especially with somehow a regard to this King of Swords, because this person can be different people for everybody, that it's a good thing. I'm seeing a nice clear future, and it's like you go from all these upside down cards here showing like, come on, let's be honest, that looks like a real shitty time for somebody. That's somebody laying dead in the ground with like swords that were literally stuck into their back, and it's like nobody gives a damn, you know? They're just like laying there. Just like that. And so something came to an end. And if it has to do with this person, I'm hearing it's a really good thing, because everything from the present, looking forward, and how we're even being guided about the potential is showing leaving that difficult time for something that's like bright, sunnier, where money and resources are balanced, and where there's actually partnership here. Because here, we're not seeing partnership at all. We're seeing somebody who was left for dead. We're seeing somebody who was standing up for the moral high ground. Maybe somebody that was a real victor in a situation that had people taking shots at them, wanting to hurt them. Because the next place after this is like communication. I'm hearing this is like slander. These two together. And that whatever decision you made to have to turn your back on something, it was well studied. It was well founded. Your heart was in the right place. And now you have a guide that's showing up with you in this new direction, where your ego is balanced, and it looks like the money's good. You have more here, because here, this is somebody that got thrown out of their home maybe, or that lost their business or their finances, or might be bankrupt or something. So recovery time all over this. Virgo, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull some Sibilas for you too. See if we can get a little more information. I want to see about this 6 of Swords, because we're seeing 2 people here with you, 2 people here with you, friendship here, wisdom, guidance, money, a better time ahead, and I'm sure these chatty little Sibilas will give us a little more insight to Virgo needs to know about the 6 of Swords. They're saying whatever this is, though, here, you might be dealing with a Gemini, too, because I'm hearing this, I'm getting, like, real itchy. I'm getting, like, a real weird, like, itch on my nose, and that might be who you had to leave behind. It's just, like, I'm feeling an itch. It's like if somebody was talking about you. All right. What do we got here, Virgo? Sibilas say, woohoo, Lamante. So maybe love was at the center of this. This could have to do with somebody's relationship or a desire for something new in a romantic sense. Okay, I'm so sick and tired of seeing this guy. This Eladro keeps showing up. This is the Thief. Right in the middle here. And then we've got Denari. Alright, so some of you, and there's a baby, hearing about something you know, some of you, about somebody's love and somebody who might have taken advantage of a situation with a child or to conceive a child, or in some cases rob somebody's new beginning and or money. I'm hearing for some of you all, this is some weird paternity thing where it's like, who's the daddy? I'm hearing my nose is itching so much. But I'm hearing about somebody that tried to get away with something that might have actually created an act of violence on another person to conceive that child. And that person might have been depressed or in bed, and I hate hearing things like this. I'm not going to use the R word, but I heard that somebody might have been approached who was sick in their bed by somebody who came in to take something that should have been guarded. And that if this has to do with somebody's money or baby, there's a message coming. And I'm hearing for some of you all, this might be what you're going towards. This might be a message that you have to deliver in person or personally because of how this is showing up. Wow, those are intense, Virgo. You're going to know if these are for you. Let me know if it resonated. I would really like to hear. I love you guys for paying attention and checking out my spirit work too. Thank you to everybody who subscribes and supports my spirit work here. If you liked the reading, please hit me with a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And if you would like for me to take a look with just your energies on it and nobody else's, hit me up at artoflove.me and I'd be happy to do that for you. All right, Virgo, take care. And man, my nose is really itching. I really feel like somebody's talking about you guys. So could be an interesting time for communication, especially if you had to walk away from something to be able to be clear enough to speak to somebody about what you actually know, because I'm hearing you are full of information right now, Virgo. All right, take care. We'll talk to you again soon. We're back for another one. Bye for now.